We'd like to welcome you out to the October 6th Commission meeting. We ask at this time if you join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes. Commissioners, we have two sets of minutes. We've got some from September 15th. We'd like to address those first.
I have one correction on the September 15th minutes on page 6. The third paragraph mentions a Charles Reynolds who works for Nelco. It's actually Railco, R-A-I-L-C-O. Other than that, I have nothing else.
With those corrections, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Then we have the minutes from September 20th from a special meeting that was held.
I didn't see any corrections.
I have none. I'll make the motion that we accept the minutes from September 20th.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 2, the Southeastern Utah Jr. Livestock Show Youth Showmen. Do we have some folks here that would like to come up and speak with us? If you would just state your name and tell us what you're here for.
I'm Bailey Barker, and we are here to give you thank yous for sponsoring the state stock show.
Great.
I am James Anderson, and I am here to thank you all and give you coins on behalf of the Carbon County Beef Department for your thanks in sponsoring the stock show.
Great.
I'm Jackson Stansfood. I'm here to thank you for the
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So would you like to tell us a little bit about how the show went? Any crazy stories or anything real cool? Or
I show pigs, and
how did you do with the pigs?
I did good.
Be proud of the pigs. I showed pigs too.
So I showed stairs, and it was a good year. I'm looking forward to it next year because I will do better using what I learned from this year.
That's great.
Great.
I show pigs. It was a pretty good year.
That's great.
Awesome.
Well, we're really proud of you guys, and glad that we could help out and continue the good work. We need lots of good, healthy food for us to stay alive. So thank you for what you do.
Yep, thank you.
Got a little coin. Thank you for the coin, too. We'll make sure we display that. Item number 3 is the newly crowned Miss Carbon County Royalty and Scholarship request for August 2022. I see a couple of crowns that we usually don't have here, so.
How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having us today. I am Mary Lynn Tubbs. I am the co-director of Miss Carbon County Organization. The Miss Carbon County Organization is a scholarship and service-based pageant program. The organization exists to provide personal and professional opportunities for young women to promote their voices and talent in their community. Our organization focuses on service, scholarships, being a role model, morals and values, goal setting, and becoming your best self. Our goal is to provide positive opportunities for the young women of our community to help them build life skills, improve self-confidence, and learn the value of service. So today we would like to introduce our newly crowned royalty members. We will start with Perseus, our mini miss. you want me to hold you up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Can you talk into that?
Hi, my name is Mercedes Kington. I am 5 years old, and my name is German County 2022. I love serving our community with my royalty sisters and helping where I am needed. I have been learning the importance of being kind, thoughtful, and caring. I have also been building my public speaking skills and my leadership skills. I am excited to be a part of this organization and look forward to the rest of the year. Thank you.
I think you have a good start on your public speaking.
I'm not sure they shouldn't have started at the other end because that was hard to follow.
Hi, I'm Evie Leonard, and my platform is Carbon Caring for Kids. So what we do is we get food and we get bags and we put it in there so we can give it to people who can't afford it. So thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Berkeley Brady. I'm 12 years old, and I'm Junior Miss Carbon County. My day of service is called #SocialMediaSmart. It's where I'm going to go around to teens my age and tell them about internet safety. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tiana Peacock. I am the Miss Teen attendant, and I am 15 years old. I'm so excited to be here. This year I'm supporting Ivy with her platform and going around to the different activities we have here in Carbon County. So my platform is Adventure It's Out Here. It's to help promote the tourism here in Carbon County and have locals fall deeper in love with Carbon County. For my one day of service, I want to lead groups on excursions here in the outdoors. Depending on when I have it, will also depend on the activity we do to go along with the season. And thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't trip. What are you talking about? Okay. Hi, my name is Cameron Franson. I'm also an attendant for the Miss Teen, our Teen Ivy. I'm so excited to help serve with all of my sisters and help support Ivy and all the amazing things she's about to do. And my platform is called Remember to Love. It's about remembering and loving and noticing the senior citizens of Carbon County and just showing them love and appreciation for all that they've done to make Carbon County what it is today. And it's just something that I feel like we need to recognize and needs to be learned, like educated about. I love Carbon County and I'm just so excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ivy Beecher. I'm your Miss Teen Carbon County 2022. I'm 14 years old. I dance and I sing. My platform is called KIND, K-I-N-D. It stands for kindness and noticing differences. Because of my difference, I have dyslexia. I've decided to write a book that talks about diversity and inclusiveness. It's right here, actually.
Great.
Thanks. With this, my goals are to make Carbon County a more diverse and accepting place. I know that we are still very accepting in Carbon County. We're very helpful people. And I just really want to promote diversity and inclusiveness here. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for having us today. I am Peyton Anderson. I am your Miss Carbon County. I do have an attendant, but she was not able to make it tonight. That would be Emily Elliott. My platform is Look Before You Leave. As a child, I was hit by a car from someone that wasn't paying attention when they were driving. And I want to bring awareness to our cute county about all of this and how much this actually happens here in Utah, and it happens a lot more than we think it does. And I just want to bring awareness and let families know how important this is and how much it affects little ones. I'm 20 years old and I'm still being affected by everything that happened to me when I was 2. And so I really think that's important to get out there to the community, and I'm super excited to be a part of this community and see what new things come to life in this small community we have. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. We are so excited for this upcoming year and can't wait to see what you do with this opportunity. I forgot to introduce Taryn Powell. She's our hostess chair and our event planner. At this time, we would also like to request the allotted scholarship funds for the pageants that will be held August of 2022 to be awarded to the royalty crowned in 2022. In the past, the commissioners have set aside $1,500 scholarship for the Miss Carbon County royalty and $400 for the Miss Teen royalty. And we would greatly appreciate the continued support towards the education of the young women of our community. So thank you again, commissioners, for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming, and appreciate all of you young ladies supporting Carbon County and being a good example and a good role model for other young ladies. So thank you. We'll move on to item number 4, which is open bids, the road department pickup truck.
I believe we have 3 bids. This first one's from Auto Farm. Looks like they have 2 different trucks. One's for an F-350 XLT for $57,415. Looks like they're both the same.
While you're opening those, if we could, we're going to go back to item number 3. We've had a request for some dollars, and we just had an impromptu up here. We're going to go ahead and make a decision on that, if it's all right with you, ladies.
I'll make the motion that we approve funding the $1,900 for the Carbon County royalty scholarships.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. So, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, now we'll go back to item number 4, which is open the bids for the road department pickup truck.
I guess in all fairness, I should note that 2 of the attendants were my nieces, so just if they're getting, I don't know if they're getting money, but just let that be known. They're part of the royalty.
This is from Blue Diamond. Looks like they have 2 as well. There's one for a GMC for $61,914, and there's a Chevy for $61,079 with a $399 dock fee for each. Just trying to see if there's anything pertinent here. Looks like one's a 2022 2500 HD Silverado 4-wheel drive, and the other is a, sorry, I apologize, I'm having a hard time reading these, is a 2022 Sierra Crew Cab standard box 4-wheel drive 2500 HD. And then the last bids were from
Auto Farm. Looks like there's a 2021 Ram 2500 Crew. Cab 4x4 short bed. Diesel engine for $54,217. I think that was it. Sorry, it's $54,217.
Well, I'll make a motion to, if it's okay, to acknowledge the bids and turn them over for review and award to Larry Jensen, Commissioner Jensen, and Daniel Luke for review and award.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. Item number 5, review and possible approval of a contract with Utah.com for the 2022 Carbon Corridor Marketing Campaign. Commissioner Hopes, would you want to address this one?
So we talked about these a little while ago. This was when they were applying for these dollars. This is approval of the contract for both this one and the next one are for some of the projects, the Mighty Five and the corridor marketing campaigns. It just expands the money that we use, taking our TRT and our TRCC funding and match it with these state programs to expand how much we can do in marketing and developing our brand. So that's what these are.
And I will say that this KSL marketing is very effective. Anecdotally, we have a ride that goes out to, or a tour, I should say, that goes out to Range Creek. And day one, when KSL released it, we were booked for the year through one day. So I've seen personally this does work. So.
No questions.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Utah.com for our 2022 corridor marketing campaign.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 6 on the agenda is the review and possible approval of the contract with Utah.com for the 2022 Forever Mighty Project marketing campaign.
Again, this is the grants that we received through the state. This is, so the last one was, they're marketing different things, but using different dollars. And so it's similar in nature.
So this money comes from basically the TRT.
TRT, and we're matching with state funds, and then we're advertising through Utah.com.
And with the TRT, we're limited on what that money can be spent on. And
correct.
Obviously, this is a good source to spend that on to advertise and keep people coming back. So.
I'll make the motion. We approve the contract with Utah.com for the 2022 Forever Mighty Project marketing campaign.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Move along to item number 7 is consideration and possible approval of a Carbon County credit card for Marnieta Wilson.
Commissioners, this when we restructured the ambulance department, Justin Needles is over the ambulance department, but we needed to put a lead there because he has other responsibilities, and Marty was the one that was interviewed and selected to become the lead at that department, and this will just help facilitate things when Justin's unavailable. So I'll make a motion to approve Carbon County credit card for Marnieta, or we call her Marty Wilson.
I'll second that.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 8 is the consideration and possible approval to fill a position on the Carbon County Housing Board. Commissioners, it looks like we received an application. I believe there's still a couple of vacancies left on this board, but this is the last. Okay, great. So,
If there's no questions, I'll make the motion that the application came from, I'm not sure how to say her name.
Simkic?
Yeah, Pat Simka, to serve on the Carbon County Housing Authority Board.
I'll second that.
okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Pat, thank you for applying, and looking forward for your service. Item number 9 is the Bureau of Land Management Cooperator Agreement Memorandum of Understanding for the Book Cliffs and Dino North Travel Management Plans.
I can take this one. So the Bureau of Land Management is going to do a travel plan for the 9 Mile Canyon area, and in preparation to do that, they enter into agreements with different agencies to assist with that. And because Carbon County has roads and are aware of a lot of the things that are down in the canyon that may affect the citizens, they've asked us to be part of that group to help through that planning process and offer comments and review. And we have designated Todd Thorne to be one of our contact people, and then also myself to be the contacts for this effort. This is a fairly common approach to their trying to manage their lands and make roads and trails and those types of things available and authorized to use. So
I think it's good to have a seat at the table. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. I will like to state too, Commissioner Hopes and Commissioner Jensen both have put a lot of time and effort into 9 Mile and working with the BLM. I think Commissioner Jensen has even put a few signs up that road and continues to work with the BLM to make that better. And Commissioner Hopes with the app that's been created to make that tour a little bit nicer through 9 Mile. It's really turned out to be a great thing. So thank you both for that.
I just have one thought. This agreement, the heading is a little different than what we have on our agenda. The Memorandum of Understanding between the Department of Interior, Bureau of Land Management, Green River District, and Carbon County as a cooperating agency for travel management planning in the 9 Mile Canyon Travel Management Plan. And on our agenda, it refers to Book Cliffs and the Dino North Travel Management Plans. And I'm not sure why there's two different things there, but the agreement in front of us is for the management planning in the 9 Mile Canyon Travel Management Plan. Maybe the minutes should reflect that rather than what's on the agenda.
Okay. Good catch. Do we need to adjust anything there as far as our motion goes then? Or?
I think the motion was correct.
Okay.
So the problem was just with the agenda, not with the motion. So I think the motion was fine.
Okay, great, thank you. Item number 10, consideration and possible approval of a letter to the Department of Interior requesting reconsideration of their decision to move the BLM headquarters back to Washington, D.C. Commissioners, the previous administration, the Trump administration, in my opinion, made a wise move by moving the BLM office out of DC and moving it to Grand Junction. The thought process there was to get those who were making decisions about the West actually standing on the dirt in the West. And to me, that's very sound judgment. The current administration, they want to pull back on that. They want to have the BLM office back in Washington, D.C. And again, making decisions from afar on how the land out here should be managed. So in my opinion, that's not a wise move, and I would support that they would stay in Colorado and have a better, more clear understanding of what happens out here and what the scenery looks like and what the locals and how the locals treat it as well. So for what that's worth.
I agree with you.
I think it's important to note that I think it's over 90% of the public lands is located in the West. And the departments, the Department of the Interior that manages those lands is located in Washington, D.C. And while there can be an argument made for having all of the departments in one area where they can work together, I think it's more important, and it's already been said, that the government that is closest to the people is the best government. I think it would be very good if they would reverse their decision to remove the department. I had asked Lynn to draft up a letter of support for the letter that was written to Secretary Haaland, who is the Secretary of the Interior, and ask her to reverse her decision of moving the BLM. I'm sure throughout the West this is happening. I know our letter refers to Governor Cox's letter, and it was also signed by Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, and their request to have the headquarters of the BLM remain in Colorado. So if there's no more questions, I think this, I don't know that it will make any difference, but I truly believe that it would be best if they kept it here where they could manage and be closer to the problems that are actually happening here in the West.
I agree. So.
I'll make a motion that we approve the letter to the Department of Interior requesting reconsidering their decision to move the BLM headquarters back to Washington, D.C.
I second that.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 11 is the Open and Public Meetings Act training by Lynn Hanson.
Just so you know, these are my favorite.
Oh, I'm afraid people are already starting to sleep. Welcome to Open and Public Meeting Act training. If you have any questions or comments as we go through, just feel free to jump in. What I want to do is first talk about what the Open and Public Meeting Act is, and then why it's so important. So first of all, what is it? It's a law that requires the state, its agencies, and its political subdivisions to deliberate and take action openly. In other words, almost all of government is required to make their decisions openly and to deliberate openly. There's exceptions, and we'll get into some of those, but in general, it's supposed to be open. Now, why is this so important? Well, it's considered so important that they require this training every year, right? They think we're going to keep forgetting, and so they want to keep bringing it to our attention. There's penalties involved, so any action that's made in violation of the Open and Public Meeting Act is voidable by a court, and it's actually a Class B misdemeanor to knowingly violate the closed meeting provisions. Now, to me, these provisions seem a little harsh, so why is it so important? And in thinking about this, I kind of went back into history a little bit, and I thought, well, post-Civil War, right, the American Civil War, Abraham Lincoln was giving a speech in a little town called Gettysburg, and it became known as the Gettysburg Address. Hundreds of thousands of men died in this war, and Abraham Lincoln, President Lincoln, wanted us to remember their sacrifice of what they had done. And he said, he asked that we'd remember the sacrifice. And he said that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that people and the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. So hundreds of thousands of people gave their life and died so that we could have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And what does this have to do with the Open and Public Meetings Act? Well, the Open and Public Meetings Act is all about letting the people know what's going on. It's all about the people. It's all about keeping democracy alive, and I think that's why it's considered so important. It's as people have died for this very cause, and our small little part is to keep this a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, by following things like the Open and Public Meetings Act. So I want to talk just a minute about what defines a meeting, and then what needs to go on the agenda, and then what's required to close a meeting. So a meeting requires the convening of a public body, a quorum of the public body, to discuss, receive comments about, or act upon a matter over which the public body has jurisdiction. Now, meeting does not mean the convening of a public body that has both legislative and executive responsibilities under certain situations. And this is really important for the county commissioners because they have both executive and administrative and legislative functions. So what are the requirements for this exception? Well, the public body has to be convened solely for discussion or implementation of administrative or operational matters. And these matters should not be ones that would normally come before a public body for discussion. In addition, no public funds can be appropriated for expenditure. All right, so what about the agenda? Well, the agenda is important because it's the first step in keeping the people informed, right? If people don't know what's going on, then how can they be involved? And the whole purpose is to keep people involved and keep them informed. So the agenda has to have reasonable specificity to notify the public as to the topics. It doesn't need to say that a closed session will occur, and topics that are raised at the meeting that aren't on the agenda can be discussed, but no formal action can be taken on them. The most frequent question I get is, does this need to go on the agenda? So what items go on the agenda? Well, any purchase or contract that exceeds $5,000, any purchase that's anticipated to exceed $15,000 that will be procured through sealed bids, and any labor or services anticipated to exceed $15,000, as well as interlocal agreements. So any agreement with any government agency is to be approved by the commission. All right, finally, what's required to close a meeting? Well, every meeting has to first start in an open and public meeting. And then to close it, 2/3 of the members present have to vote to close the meeting. And the motion has to include the statutory reason to close the meeting. In closed meetings, you cannot approve ordinances, resolutions, rules, regulations, contracts, or appointment in closed meetings. So practically all discussions need to be happen in open meetings. Statutory reasons to close meetings include discussion of the character, professional competence, or physical or mental health of an individual, discussing collective bargaining or pending and reasonably imminent litigation, or the purchase, sale, exchange, or lease of real property. Security issues can be discussed in closed meetings, and investigative procedures regarding allegations of criminal misconduct can also be dealt with in closed meetings. Any questions? That was sort of a whirlwind tour, but we want to keep it to the point. If not, I hope that the takeaway is the Open and Public Meeting Act is all about keeping people informed and keeping our democracy alive. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good job.
Appreciate that. Item number 12 is approval of department reports.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you.